Well, hey there, fellow spirit enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to embark on a truly unique adventure as we delve into the world of artisanal distillation right here in the heart of Los Angeles. You might not believe it, but amidst this bustling cityscape, there is a hidden gem right in front of me, a distillery so obscure and mysterious that most people don't know it exists. Join me as we uncover the secrets, the craftsmanship, and of course, the alcohol that's going to be flowing at the obscure distillery here in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go explore. You notice the get up here, it's like pretty cool because it kind of reminds you of New Orleans. I think I even see some beats up there, but everything is themed black. You've even got a hearse out here to kind of add to the ambiance of what we're about to experience tonight. Got my friends and my girlfriend sitting inside. Let's go. Got people checking in over here, getting ready for their experience.
To be the strength group. I'm going to give you that card. Taryn here is going to take you guys in right now.
All right, we're about to go in.
All right, folks. So for anyone who has not been here before, welcome. When we get inside, just a couple of notes. It is very dark, so make sure to just watch your step coming in. And then the bathroom that everyone will use throughout the night is going to be immediately on your right. So take note of that. Just in case you need to find it during the show, you can always ask one of us. And last but certainly not least, have fun. Follow me.
All right, kind of treated with this very fancy candlelit hallway behind the veil.
All the way in, welcome, step right on in. We got room up here.
Wow.
All right, thumbs up quiz. Oh, thumbs up. Congratulations, you made it. Welcome to the Obscure, a place of infinite possibility, which includes a waterfall off, so you can actually hear me. Now give me a holler. Who came to season 1? Woo! Welcome back, guys. And I know we got some new arrivals here tonight, so we're going to get everybody up to speed. Now, for those of you who texted a random phone number for an invitation to tonight's festivities, my name is Taryn, and that was not a bot. Yeah. And for the rest of you, I look forward to meeting you throughout your evening. But before we dig into those drinks, I'm going to start you off with a bit of a primer. Kind of a who, what, where, when, why the Obscure exists. You see, this project began in March of 2020, a proper pandemic project. But the idea was simple, to build a distillery. But during the course of the pandemic, it became quite a bit more than that. It became a sanctuary, a place for creatives across disciplines to escape. Illustrators, builders, sculptors, musicians, bartenders, and a troublemaking distiller. And together, we decided to build a reality a little bit better than the one we kept finding outside. Now, as things eased up, it also seemed like an opportunity to perhaps rekindle a bit of that community we lost along the way. So, it means a lot to have you all here with us tonight. And as much as I could go on and on about what to expect this evening, I'm going to let my good friend Carson tell you just a bit.
The Obscure. A paradox of perceptions. A portal between truth and delusion. Here, curiosity unlocks all doors. Here, the dawn of science was never the death of magic. Is it real? Can reality shift? There are questions you'll come to ask, and answers you'll come to question. Drink, friends, and enter.
So now we're going inside side. We've got our specific cards here that lets us know where we sit. All right.
Go ahead and flip those programs over, and you'll get a little sense of what's in store for you. Now, for everybody, though, I'd like you to consider this a reintroduction to the category. You see, because before rum was called rum, it was called Arack. A-R-R-A-C-K. To tell the story, we're going back a few hundred years to the 1500s and a fateful expedition. You see, in 1519, 5 ships set sail from Seville, Spain, with 270 souls aboard. 3 years later, only 1 ship would return, with a mere 18 survivors. Their captain died along the way, but the journey was considered a success. You see, their captain was Ferdinand Magellan, and they had just completed the first circumnavigation of the globe. And during their journey and their exploits, they kept a very detailed ship's log of everything they encountered along the way. And at a stop in the Philippines, they encountered Chinese immigrants using a double distillation technique with a palm wine that tasted better than anything they had ever had in Europe. Now, it wouldn't be for another 100 years that the Dutch would invade modern-day Jakarta. Plant sugar and Batavia Arack was born. Now, go ahead and take the cap off your far left. I'm going to have you nose this before you taste this, because this is truly the ancestor of modern rum.
So the first shot we had was the Harbinger Jakarta Rum. It's a little hard to focus right there. But the drink we have here includes that rum. That drink is called the Philosopher's Punch. Man, I totally messed that up. I promise, I'm not drunk yet. We just had our first shot. That includes Harbinger Jakarta Rum, Lime Saline, Obscure Archipelago, Falernum, and Lime Leaf.
Emotional support humans, thank you so much. Because before cocktails were cocktails, they were punch. What we know as a cocktail or the individual mixed drink is a very singular American culinary art form. It emerged in the mid-1800s when drinking trends were changing away from the communal settings of the home and the public house, and people were going to, mostly young men actually, were going to hotel bars and social clubs, and they wanted individual mixed drinks, or what they were called at the time, individual punches. Because prior to that, most people were getting their mixed drinks in a communal type setting in a flowing bowl. But the tradition, it goes a little bit, it goes back a bit farther than that, because while people have been brewing beer and wine for about 10,000 years and stuck with us for a real long time, distillation for consuming alcohol is only about 500 to 800 years old. It's relatively new technology, all things considered. So the role of punch is part of an ongoing solution to the conundrum that newly made spirits off the still taste terrible. They don't generally taste good. They're very hot. They're very caustic. I mean, it is a high spirit, and so people throughout the last few centuries have been trying to figure out how to ameliorate this, because it does get the job done. And there are various ways to do this, whether or not you realize that when you throw it into a barrel to ship it across the sea, and when it comes out at the other end, it tastes much better than when you put it in the barrel, and you have a whiskey or another brown spirit. Or you macerate it with herbs and botanicals and redistill it and get a gin. Or you work on your fermentation distillation techniques over many centuries, and you come up with these artisanal spirits like mezcal and pisco that hit the mark right away, because they've been doing it for a real long time.
So we're having our drinks, and this is the Philosopher's Punch. So far, so good. I really like it. our host has told us to slow down drinking. Not just me, they just told everybody to slow down drinking because we need to pace ourselves, because some of this alcohol is 47 and 50 proof, so it's really strong alcohol. So I highly advise that if you decide to do the obscure, set yourself up with an Uber. Make sure you eat plenty of food before you come, especially for those that are kind of lightweights. I would highly encourage that you make sure you get a base in your tummy before you come out. You do not want to drink this alcohol on an empty stomach, trust me. So what we're about to do is we just finished drinking our drink. The hosts come around, they collect a drink here, and they tell the story of the drinks and their origins. So after we finish with this, we're going to go to the next drink.
About 100 years ago, in the early 1900s, despite the fact that this tree represented 25% of the forestry on the eastern seaboard, a blight came up from Japan, and through the course of about 10 to 15 years, systematically destroyed over 4 billion trees. Now, this tree used to be so prevalent, it was used for everything from barn making to bench making to barrel making. And the first time I heard this story, my question was instantly, well, what did that taste like? Now, American oak has a very signature sort of vanilla baking spice quality to it. You get that from most American whiskeys. But what about chestnut? Now, I had an opportunity several years ago. I got in touch with a historian and was able to taste a rum made from 1863 on American chestnut. And it struck me very interestingly that there was none of that sort of vanilla and baking spice quality. It was something else entirely. But the project, as it would go, actually became quite difficult to bring to life, mostly because access to an extinct tree was quite difficult. I tried everything from sourcing antique furniture from the 1800s to try to get some of this American chestnut just to see what might be possible, but ultimately there was no access to the wood. But that changed a couple years ago when I met
Me. My part of the story begins in about the early 90s, 1990, 92, when a physician in upstate New York was walking his property and noticed a tree that he did not recognize. Now this guy was an avid arborist birder. He really liked to know what he really liked to identify and know what was all around. So it was kind of a surprise. So he found these little husks that looked like they were attempting to produce nuts, but not succeeding, and these leaves that looked sort of familiar, but sort of not familiar. So he brought the husks and the leaves back home and looked through all of his field guides, and then took it to the early internet, the dial-up times, to figure out what this was. And what he found was a rabbit hole of research that brought him down to the like-minded group of conservationists called the American Chestnut Foundation. Because that guy, Dr. Peter Ewing, who happens to be my father, my dad had found a almost fully grown American extinct tree on his property. So, what he found out by being affiliated and learning from the American Chestnut Foundation was that the chestnut blight kills the trees from the trunks. Like, they come up, they get infected, and then they fall over. They don't reach the age of maturity where they would be able to produce fruit and to cross-pollinate. But the roots stay intact, and they keep sending up shoots year after year in the hopes that one of them will survive. And sometimes they do, but usually just one at a time, and they don't self-pollinate, so they don't make fruit on their own. So, fast forwarding to 3-4 years ago when I met Taryn, and I said, "This is a cool bar. Who's doing your drinks?" And he mentioned the chestnut project to me, and I said, "Oh, that's really cool. How much wood do you need?" So, what the spirit you have in your middle taster in front of you is a rye whiskey that is matured on the fallen limb wood of one of my father's 37 American chestnut trees that he currently has.
So cool.
So that's how I take a cap off the center square.
That's so dope.
And I'm going to have you really slow down here because I want to point out a couple of key things. So take the cap off, and as you notice it, I want you to look for something along the lines of apricot or stone fruit. Now we're sitting about 47% alcohol here, and as you take your first sip, I want you to pay attention to something along the lines of candied orange peel. Both very unique tasting notes, and not typically found in anything you would get out of an oak tree. Now, what actually made what you're holding possible didn't fully come into fruition until just a little bit ago. You see, there was one final hurdle, and that was the FDA. And you see, you cannot serve something for human consumption unless it has gone through the FDA. The problem is the FDA was established after the American chestnut went extinct.
Oh.
Now, the FDA keeps a list. It's called the Generally Recognized as Safe list, or GRAS list. And unless something appears on that list, you are not allowed to serve it for human consumption. So despite the fact that I finally had access to about as much wood as I could need to start experimenting, I still couldn't serve it. So I started the long process about a year ago of working my way up the chain of command at the FDA, until just 2 months ago, I got this email, and I'm going to read you the most important bit. Thank you for your email to the FDA's Office of Food Additive Safety regarding the use of American chestnut wood in whiskey. There is no food additive regulation that permits for the use of chestnut wood in alcoholic beverages, and we have not evaluated the GRAS conclusion. However, we are aware that American chestnut was used historically in barrel making for several centuries, and European and Japanese chestnut continues to be allowed for wine aging by the International Organization of Vine and Wine. Therefore, we would not object at this time to the use of chestnut wood to flavor alcoholic beverages. Signed, Renata Colanos, lead chemist, the US FDA. Folks, take your time, enjoy it. This is the first American chestnut wood whiskey in over 100 years.
This drink is amazing, you guys. So I have a question.
I have answers.
Can I purchase this? Is this purchasable?
I usually save that speech to the very end, but I'll get you a bit more information on it.
Okay.
We're taking everything's on pre-order right now.
Okay.
While we work out the supply chain on it.
Got it. Thank you.
You got it. All done here?
This drink right here is called Darling 58. And this drink is 7 Spheres rye, walnut, liqueur, apricot liqueur, sherry amaretto, cherry bark bitters, and orange oil. So that second drink is so good. I'm going to ask the guy if we could maybe pre-order or at least order some of that alcohol. And we can, it's up for pre-order, but it's to be determined on when they can actually get it because they have to go through a lot of hoops to get it approved and distill it and make it and everything. So, but I think I'm going to go for it because I think that by far from season 1 and season 2 right now, that's one of my favorite alcohols. So I'm excited to be able to take that home one day, hopefully soon.
The quality and the detail on this guy's art is amazing.
How's that drink, babe?
Very good. I'm almost
Very
done.
good. If you were to rate this drink out of a scale of 10, what would you rank it?
Solid 7.5.
7.5. What do you like most about this drink?
I like the oakiness of it.
The what now?
The oakiness.
Nice. The oakiness.
And is it candied orange peel?
Nice. The okie dokiness of it. All right. This is the big reveal. Oh, wow. Got the drinks lined up on the wall over here, you guys. Look at this. You can select whatever drink you want. You have chosen wisely. A new room, all right. The Fibonacci.
That is so dope.
Wow. Completely new season 2. Look at this. Well, this certainly steps things up a little bit.
We have quite the crowd. Alrighty, folks. Now, once everybody's all nestled inside, let's tell you a little bit about what you're holding on to. So that spirit is from a class of spirits called Genepi. The most popular of this category is chartreuse. That'll situate you a little bit. Now, Genepis are made with a wormwood, but not a grand wormwood the way that absinthe is. That's Artemisia
Feels like a library up here. The smell has the cinnamon smell to it. Sure, let's we can sit here.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be an upstairs. I didn't know they were gonna have like a bar here.
Check that out. Wow.
This is
The vibes right now. So we're sitting upstairs right now. We just got our drinks and totally getting Doctor Strange vibes right now upstairs. It's like the Sanctum Santorum. It's so cool. So this drink right here, very good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's a close first.
This one's actually my favorite.
It's your favorite? This is my second favorite, but it's a close first. I think this is the type of light switches I want in my house. Look at that. A door to open your light switch, you guys. I need that. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for the vlog tonight at the Obscure Bar, downtown Los Angeles. If you want to get invited to the Obscure Bar, you got to make sure that you sign up for the text list. Go to their Instagram and find out ways that you can sign up. It's not something you can just show up for. You got to be invited. But I highly recommend that you do season 2 if you haven't done season 1. Season 1 is not for the faint of heart. If you don't like strong drinks, I don't recommend you do season 1. But if you do want a good experience, season 2 is very good. This is our first time doing season 2. But I love both seasons. But if you're downtown Los Angeles, if you're coming from out of town and you want a cool experience, make sure you go to their Instagram, the Obscure Bar, and sign up for the text list, and then get the invite, and that's how you get here. So until then, I'll see you in the next video.